I have other quite senior members who are here, including the member for Kwanza, the Honorable Ferdinand Wanyonyi. He must be doing about his 4th term, and that's not just a joke. I'm just doing my 2nd term. Madam Speaker, allow me kindly to second this motion. And let me begin by thanking the Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining for a job excellently done. This is exactly how the law is supposed to be made, that when our government goes out there, enters into a treaty, a convention or agreement, it then brings it to the House, and we conduct a public participation to confirm that what we are just about to do is acceptable to Kenyans. We've been told that there were adverts in the papers, in spite of the fact that maybe most people never understood what it was, and there were no comments. The law, the Constitution, was actually complied with. A convention is similar to a treaty, an agreement, international agreement. And therefore, pursuant to the provisions of our Constitution, once this House ratifies that particular convention, treaty or international agreement, it becomes part and parcel of our laws. And this is why we have to go back to 1985, where we had such a good convention which was not ratified and which has been lying with us, and pursuant to the new Constitution, we have to ratify the same today, and therefore it becomes part and parcel of our legislation. It's vitally important that we protect our marine resources, and this is what this convention is trying to do, especially from land activities. Man is a destructive creature. What he does most of the time is to destroy the environment, whether it is land environment or marine environment, through his well-known activities of agriculture, industry, and habitation. Whether we are doing farming, we are actually spraying with the chemicals that are injurious and dangerous to our marine life. When we are actually doing industry, we are polluting our seas and oceans, such that marine life in this aquaculture environment is actually threatened and sometimes destroyed. Habitation, when we are living, we know very well that in some areas we do not have proper sanitation facilities. And as a result of our own lives' habitation, we pollute our seas, our lakes, our oceans, and other water masses. So with such a law, it's vitally important to emphasize that we are trying to protect our oceans, especially the Indian Ocean, one of the biggest resources this country has. We thank God that we are Kenya with a very vast coastline bordering the Indian Ocean, and the only thing we need to do is exploit that ocean well, and Kenya will definitely become richer than it is. Why then do we have to conserve? We must protect our wealth in the seas, and this is why we have the Blue Economy Ministry, a very important ministry that was created the other day. We also have in this House a committee on blue economy, because we are bent on ensuring that all our marine resources are exploited to the fullest to the advantage of Kenyans. Through this convention also, we are actually trying to ensure that what we do on our land is protective of the sea. How do we do this? We ensure that we have agreeable or acceptable agricultural practices. Let us not use chemicals that are dangerous to life to spray our crops. We must have standards that are acceptable, not just only in Kenya, but worldwide. When we also do our industries, we must have a way of ensuring that waste is properly disposed. Some countries are known to use the sea as disposal areas. Thank heavens that in Kenya, we do not do this, and we do not intend to do it, but we have to have proper disposal mechanisms of our waste when we are doing our industries. Even in habitation, we have to make sure that we live lives that are friendly to our land and also friendly to our seas and oceans, such that we do not dispose our own waste, our own refuse into our oceans, but we ensure that we have one of the cleanest oceans or ocean neighborhoods known in East Africa. And thank heaven, so far so good. That is why Kenya is attractive to tourists, because they say our beaches are conducive to tourists, they are attractive, and they are therefore what these people would want to come and see here, and in the process we are able to make a buck or two. What actions do we take now once this becomes law? Let us protect our oceans from illegal fishing, because we know for sure there are people who come in here away from our territorial waters to exploit our resources, overfish, and do anything else that is not conducive to our ocean. Let us also ensure we do not pollute our ocean. We know very well, if we are not careful, we do not protect, there are people out there who would want to dump their waste, whether oil or whatever it is, in areas that are not claimed by anyone, including the international territorial waters, and those pollutants are actually swept by winds into our oceans to the detriment of our own country. Therefore, as I second this, I wish to urge the House to adopt and ratify the convention. Number two, to also emphasize that it is vitally important to protect our Indian Ocean from what we do here on the land and what we do in that ocean. It is the only ocean we have. Once we mess it up, once we kill the tourism industry, the country will just live to regret. I know I come from a constituency away from the Indian Ocean, and I may not be able to directly attribute what benefit my people of Tharaka constituency get from the Indian Ocean, apart from a historical epoch that we are told once upon a time we actually emigrated from the ocean, the coast, to where we live today. But that notwithstanding, once we protect our environment, including our marine environment, we are likely to have better exploitation. There will be people employed who will work in those marine areas, and I'm 100% sure some of those employees who will economically gain from this conservation will be from the Raka constituency. Therefore, this is a motion, this is a convention that is most suitable, not just to our coast neighbors, but also to everyone other from every corner of the country. With those very many remarks, Madam Speaker, allow me to second the motion. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I therefore propose that this House adopts the report of the Departmental Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining on its consideration of the ratification of the amended Nairobi Convention and the Protocol for the Protection of Marine and Coastal Environment of the West Indian Ocean from land-based sources and activities laid on the table of the House on the Thursday, 4th May 2023, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 8(4) of the Treaty Making and Ratification Act 2012, approves the ratification of the amended Nairobi Convention and the Protocol for the Protection of Marine and Coastal Environment for the Western Indian Ocean from land-based sources and activities. Member for Buri.
I thank you, Madam.